Hey everybody, HeadspaceConnections back with another video. This time we're going to be talking about a very common alter that you will find in every system, and sometimes generally going to be one of the first alters to appear in a system, and that is protectors. Now, protectors is, I guess you could say, like a wider category for different other kinds of alters. But the most common that you're going to find are three main ones, and that is fight parts, whether it be Avenger, or Perpetrators, Persecutors, and Caretakers. Now, with Perpetrators, Persecutors, and Avengers, they are going to be more along the lines of EPs with defensive intentions, despite their often self-destructive behaviors, as we have mentioned in previous videos about Persecutors, Perpetrators, and Avengers. Now, one thing we want to emphasize, though, is that a diagnosis of DID or OSDD does not automatically mean crime or associate with crime or wild aggression. A therapist from one of the research materials that we found by the name of Joe Ringrose, who had extensive experience with alter identities, stated that violent alters do exist, but that they had never actually met one. Now, with the job of a protector, it's to basically protect the host of the system, first and foremost, from a trauma that they may have. Because of that, they may take the place and experience that said trauma so that the host or any other of the system mates won't have to. Now, some protectors protect the body, protect the system, the host core, or other specific alters or group of alters in a system, like say a caretaker that will take care of the children and things like that. Now, because of their protective ideals, they help to try to manage feelings of rage and anger, and also avoid feelings of hurt, fear, or shame. And because of that, they do focus on more of the defensive and any kind of perceived threats. They find dependence, emotional needs, and often close relationships to be threatening, which, being on the defensive, it kind of makes sense, because to be able to do those, it takes a certain amount of vulnerability that they aren't necessarily accustomed to. Now, sometimes protectors can view themselves as a very tough child. They can also look like teenagers, powerful animals, and or physically strong adult males, females, non-humans, whatever. Bottom line, the theme is going to be a person of strength. Now, sometimes, like I said, they act internally or show external hostility, depending on the kind of alter that you are dealing with. For example, say during therapy, telling the therapist that the system doesn't need them and to leave them alone. Said alters can hinder progress of system healing and or system improvement, or like hinder healthy multiplicity. Now, with persecutors, like internal perceived threats may include like crying and or say like the dependency needs of a traumatized child part, and in order to silence them, a persecutor may use rage and or threaten with self-harm. Many protectors see hosts or ANPs, depending on if you go by this theory of structural dissociation or not, may see their partners as a potential threat. Say with an intimate relationship between a system and their partner, the partner initiating sex may cause a switch and trigger that protector alter to come out, and may see perceived acts as a possible rape attempt, and automatically just start throwing down with and trying to fight off their partner. Now, communication with said protector alters and negotiation can improve the safety of the system. And I want to emphasize that no attempt should be made to get rid of an altar. I know we hear about people that, to try to cut down their numbers, they try to get rid of altars that are being made or are already in existence. And we want to bring out that that is not possible. Now, altars can change with enough help and acceptance and kindness and understanding, but that's also going to take some work from the system themselves. And not going to happen if they are constantly being attacked. So the main thing to remember is, most important to remember really, is to understand about any altar is that they all manifested for a certain reason, and that the person's brain created that said person that they needed to help the body and the system thrive and survive. And honestly, when we hear about people trying to get rid of certain altars or just talking terrible things about said altars, it hurts. It's almost appalling, because nobody stops to really think about what these altars had to go through to become that way. I know, and it could just be us personally, but when we started looking into like why our protector altars, persecutors, perpetrators, avengers did the things that they did, and as to why, I mean, you couldn't hate them. I mean, when you really saw and looked into what they endured, what they had to go through, I couldn't hate them. We couldn't hate them. I mean, we were terrified of them at first, and we were a little bit apprehensive, but after a while, it's just, how do you hate somebody that endured so much and became that way because of it, when they really don't have bad intentions? They really are just trying to help, but the way they help is not maybe exactly helpful. And that's kind of the point of therapy and working with them and showing them that there are more positive ways to help the system and to improve without being a source of trauma and abuse themselves. But anyway, that's our video on protector altars. We hope it was helpful to you guys. We hope it was insightful for systems and non-systems alike. But that basically closes this video, and we hope to see you guys next time. Bye.